recording. Hello, come in.
Hi.
Hello, how are you going?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, good, thank you.
That's good.
Thanks for coming today. Thank you for responding to my initial email. Glad we could reschedule.
No, not a problem. Thank you for rescheduling this time and being so accommodating with the changes.
Not a problem at all. Thanks for coming in. So I just wanted to discuss Mario's behaviour and development today. First of all, I'd just like to say that Mario is a very active and vibrant young boy. He thoroughly enjoys riding the bikes, engaging in the sandpit and block construction. However, I do have one or two concerns about Mario. That is why I've asked you here today. This being said, I'd like to discuss some of your concerns that you may have and how, with your input, we can best support Mario here with us.
I do have several concerns for my son. I don't feel like you are doing everything you can do to accommodate him in the kinder program. As I've said before, I don't think it is very flexible, it's too formal and it seems outdated. He doesn't behave like this at daycare. I don't understand why when he attends kinder he has tantrums. I've said this before, he's not engaged in the program. He needs to be outside running around, not sitting in a chair. I know what's best for my son, and if things don't change, I have no choice but to pull my son out of this kinder program.
Yeah, of course, you do know what's best for your son, and together I want to ensure that we can provide the best environment for Mario to thrive in. We always value your input into the kinder program as well. What is your main concern for Mario at this time?
My son has a short attention span and is very active, always wanting to run around. I feel he may fall behind in school next year and I don't know why he can't stay focused on a task here at kinder.
Yep, okay, I can see why this is an issue. Of course, you don't want your son to fall behind, and I want to do everything we can to ensure that this doesn't happen. As I'm new to the kinder myself, there are several approaches that don't reflect my own personal philosophy. I'm a big advocate for tailoring learning experiences for each individual child and that not everybody learns the same way. I plan to introduce more flexible routines that offer an ongoing indoor-outdoor program, which will allow the children and Mario to choose to go outside when they want. More fresh air, natural lighting and mobility, learning outside, just not at a desk.
Yep.
I also plan to explore the idea of bush kinder with more excursions to the local parklands close by with more hands-on learning approach. I'm also going to be looking further into the benefits of outdoor education as well and plan to take part in the program, The Outdoor Classroom, on November 1st. Here's some information about that actually, if you'd like to take a look later. I'll take that home.
That actually sounds wonderful, and I think that approach would be more suited for my son, as he's very active and he never wants to sit still. My son often tells me when he goes outside and he plays ball, rides the bike, and when you offer the active sports incursions. He often tells me about the puppets at group times, as he really loves those. Is that something you can do outside as well? This is all well and good, but isn't it a little late now to be having this discussion? Will it even make a difference?
Yes, we can do group times outside. That's actually a great idea. With 6 months left of the year, there is still plenty of time to provide Mario with the opportunity to develop the skills and knowledge he needs before he goes off to school. We can work through his struggles in partnership with you and find the best outcome for him. I think finding out his interests, though, is an important factor of engagement. Through observations and conversations I have with him and with you, this will support me to provide a more personalised learning experience and activities for Mario. As Mario has been exhibiting bursts of anger when asked to complete tasks and has some difficulty focusing on completing activities, what are some things you do and what are some of his current interests so I can potentially tailor the program to suit his needs?
Yes, I worry, as he does have a short attention span and doesn't sit still for long periods of time, that he will struggle in school. I do find asking him what he wants to do each day and in the mornings before he goes to care and kinder to be positive. This could be a good way to engage him in your program. Give him more opportunity to have a say in what he does. Give him choices when he doesn't want to do an activity or finish an activity if it's not of interest to him or too challenging, avoiding a tantrum or outburst. These seem to work for me.
That sounds great. Thank you for those suggestions. I think you're right, though, involving him in the preparation and setup will engage him and encourage him to take part more, giving him that sense of ownership and responsibility. Well, this is great. I'm glad we could work out some strategies today and come to an agreement to support Mario. The other thing I wanted to address today is Mario's ability to write his name. You probably have noticed he can respond to his name. and can recognise his name in print, but is still unable to write his own name. As we are working towards him achieving this by the end of the year, I'd like to talk about some strategies we could put in place to support Mario, as sitting at the table using the preferred method of pencil and paper are not working. I wanted to try setting up some experiences outside that will engage Mario in learning to write his name through different mediums, such as painting and using the sand, water and mud to write letters on resources other than paper. Also using Play-Doh and clay to sculpt the letters might be an idea. We did recently have a parent donate a stack of foam building blocks that have letters on them of the alphabet. This could be a great way for Mario to learn his name without actually sitting at a desk and using paper. We could incorporate his gross motor skills into his literacy development.
Yeah, this sounds great. I think he would definitely enjoy learning that way. I could even assist this at home. We do read each night before bed, and I do try to point out the letters of his name to him when we are at the supermarket or watching telly. Is there something I could be doing or should be doing to help him?
I think by supporting him to learn in ways that best suit his style will be beneficial. On the move is obviously a great way for him. Doing that with him at the supermarket is also great. Finding objects that start with the same letters as his name is also a great way to get him engaged. A little activity you could set up with him at home could be placing dirt or sand in an oven tray, sitting outside with him using his finger to draw the letters in the sand and the dirt.
That sounds good, and something easy enough to do at home or out and about.
Yeah, well, great. Don't forget, you can always contact me by email if you have any questions or concerns. But for now, I would like to develop an IEP for Mario. Are you familiar with one of these?
No, sorry, what's that?
Okay, so an IEP is simply an individual education plan which assists individual children with their learning. In collaboration with all of those involved in his development, myself, you and his other teachers, we will set out the strategies and goals. I think we could both agree that his main goal is to be engaged in his learning. So when developing an IEP, we can break down this into short-term goals. We will then document everything discussed. It is then used and updated throughout the year by his teachers, a way to ensure that everybody's on the same page about his development. We can have another meeting though to set this up if you would like to come back in. What day and time best suits you?
Next week, the same time, that would be good.
Not a problem. We can arrange that. I'll send you an email confirmation this afternoon. If there's any changes, just let me know.
Perfect. That sounds great. And thank you for taking the time to organise all this. I feel a lot better now and confident that you can and will support Mario till the end of the year.
It was my pleasure, and thanks again for coming in. I'll see you next week.
See you later.
Thank you.